Continuing with the 86 movie cast, we're going to look at Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Siege, Springer. In terms of character, I have no idea what Springer is like, besides his famous catchphrase from the 86 movie, and I mean, that could apply to just about anybody. Anybody's got better things to do than dying at night. One thing I know for sure is that this toy fucking rocks. Except the Wreck and Rule one, because it looks very bland, I'm sorry. Springer looks pretty cool even just standing there in a vanilla pose, and it probably has to do with all the battle damage paint, which I absolutely love, which not a lot of people do, unfortunately. Getting into accessories, Springer comes with a whole lot of shit. So obviously here's all of it put together, and he also comes with the helicopter rotor, but we'll get into that specifically later. Starting off here, Springer's blaster separated, and I think the one in his left hand is probably the most Springer feeling kind of gun, if you know what I'm saying. Up next, here's Springer with the swords, and if you saw at the beginning of this video, they are Blast Effect compatible, which is awesome, and Hasbro really needs to put those back into production in some fashion, like a multi-pack or whatever, because Blast Effects are awesome. Even come up with some more. I don't know why they stopped producing them, because they just add so much oomph to your toys, even with just the playing or display, whatever. Or you could get crazy with it and give him a helicopter rotor blade shield like Bruticus in Fall of Cybertron, and look at those blast effects in motion. See what I mean about adding some oomph? Or you could put the swords on his back, but unfortunately the connection is very loose, so even at the slightest tap they will come off. This is the exact reason why I don't put them there ever anymore. Speaking of annoying things, on my Springer, his shins are very loose, which I stated in the Blitzwing video, and I have no idea why. That's just how he came when I first opened him in 2019. It probably has to do because it's an earlier production run compared to my friend's, whose Springer is probably a later production run, because on his, the shins are tight. Like, lucky them. Oh well, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Springer is definitely one of my favorites from Siege, but that's kind of a list that's non-existent because Siege is basically a sea of favorites. Articulation for Springer, so he can look up. He can't look, well, I mean, he can sort of look down, I guess. Tilt, slight tilt. Arm goes all, okay, never mind, the arm doesn't go all the way around. It has a stopping point. There's a stopping point. The arm goes out, not very far. Bicep swivel, very tight. Surprisingly, because I got this guy like 4 years ago. Elbow bends. It doesn't go all the way. I mean, I bet if this wasn't. Actually, hold on. Nope, that's as far as it goes. They had planned it to clash, so that's as far as it goes, even when you don't have it clashing. Wrist swivel. Waist swivel, but it has a stopping point because of this back piece. So, moves that far forward, that far back. Legs go out, you can do the full splits, hell yeah. Biceps, thigh swivel, bend at the knee, crazy deep knees, and I already talked about this, but yeah, these are loose. Unfortunate. That's how it was when I first opened him. You got ankle tilts, and then obviously you can move the foot forward or back, or like you can just, oh, all the way, hell yeah, look at Springer. No wonder he's such a ladies' man with RC, god damn. So yeah, that basically confirms that I see Springer and RC as a couple in the 86 movie. Obviously, if it was a different RC like IDW RC, it would be a different story, but since it's G1, this is how I see this going in canon. In G1 canon, like the G1 cartoon. Getting into comparisons, here's Springer with all the Siege stuff. Next, here's Springer with all the 86 cast plus Blaster and Perceptor, because once again, I am not sure if they first showed up in the cartoon or the 86 movie. Up next, here's Springer with all the Unicron dudes from the 86 movie. And lastly, here's Springer with another fellow triple changer of Blitzwing. Alright, so since we're dealing with Springer, he's a triple changer, so we're going to have another live footage part. So the first part is we're going to turn him into a car. So straighten the arms out, open these panels all the way out, rotate that in, bada bing bada boom, lock it in. Same thing on the other side. Straighten the arm out, move that in, lock it in, bada bing bada boom. Next with the legs, fold his feet so you can do this, open this part out, move these out. So obviously the foot's like this, you move it like this, open this up, and flip out this wing looking thing. Then you put the legs together. Then next what you want to do is you unlatch it there by moving it back and out. This part, open his chest open these out of the way. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you're supposed to turn the head. Well, yeah, I think you're supposed to turn the head. I haven't looked at the instructions in a long time, but what I do is just I turn the head around and then put it in, put the chest in, lock it in like that. And then what you could do is move that in until that clicks in. And then this backpack piece is just hanging out, so. And then you use the parts that are loose on mine, turn them around, and make sure you move the feet in, because as you can see, there's sculpted parts here that his heels are supposed to fit in. So there you go, we get it on that side. There you go. Then you can move the back piece in, lock it in. Then simple as this, you just straighten it out. This tab here, tab hole there, tab it in, tab hole there. And there you go, you got Springer as a car. And now for weapon storage, even though it's pretty straightforward, so you get the helicopter rotor, and then you just put the guns, make sure you have the guns all together. And bada bing bada boom. He's got a rotating turret thing on his back. I'm a big fan of Springer's armored car vehicle mode. It's very unique and obviously very futuristic, and it just works overall. Getting into comparisons once again, here's Springer with Kingdom Ultra Magnus and Siege Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. Next, here's Springer next to Kingdom Rodimus Prime and Legacy Scourge. Up next, here's Springer next to Netflix Megatron, who's continually yellowing, and Kingdom Galvatron. Up next, here's Springer next to Siege Sideswipe, Siege Earthrise, Direct Hit and Power Punch, and Siege Brunt. Up next, here's Springer next to SS86 Hot Rod, Earthrise RC, Legacy Blur, and SS86 Cup, the previous video. Up next, here's Springer next to SS86 Perceptor, Siege Shockwave, and Legacy/Kingdom Blaster and Eject. Lastly, here's Springer next to Legacy Blitzwing. Alright, now to turn him into a helicopter. So you undo this, undo that, take the backpack off, take the feet out, make sure you move that whole section out, put the legs back in the original positioning, untab them. Then what you want to do is turn them around so they're facing you, like so, and do the splits. Then you unlatch the crotch part, or I guess the part of his crotch that connects to the legs. I mean, obviously you just see what I did there. See, like so. Then you open this, straighten this out that way, and then use the ankle tilt to move it inward, so it's like this. So it looks like that. Pretty straightforward. And you do the same thing on the other side. And then you can connect them together, like so. Then you can move this back to where it just was. Then move the back piece. Oh my god, it's really hot in this room, god damn. Oh shit. So then you open this piece, you move it out, put these in here, turn it around, same thing on the other side, open it up, open this up, slide this out, or I mean, just pull it out, lock it in, and rotate that. So then this time, this tab here is going to tab in to the you're gonna tab it in here where my finger is, because there's a tab hole on his forearm, lower forearm, and then you're gonna use the second tab, this one, onto, like, if you're putting it in car. Actually, no, you're not gonna use that at all. You're just gonna use this lower one right here. And then like something happens in here where it locks in. Actually, it's because there's this little tab here. It locks in somewhere in there, I don't know. So then you lock it in. Bada bing, bada boom. Then now for the weapon integration, so make sure you split apart the weapons so they're like this. Take this helicopter rotor, put one sword in, put the other sword that way, put it in on top. Got the helicopter rotor, and then the guns. There's like a groove here, which conveniently works with this gun, and it's on both sides, so if you put the gun on the other side, it works. Then you put the gun on the other side, and then there you go, you got Springer as a helicopter. And I love how he can easily go from a car to a helicopter. It looks very seamless, like if it was just little shifts instead of that whole ass process. Getting back into comparisons for the final time, here's Springer next to Blitzwing as a jet. Next, here's Springer next to Cyclonus. Next, here's Springer next to Siege, Soundwave, Laserbeak, and Ravage. And last but not least, here's Springer next to Spinister. So that's Siege Springer. He is absolutely a beaut, and unfortunately he is not that good repainted for the Wreck and Rule collection. It pains me to say that because this toy is good. It's just, unfortunately, they got it right the first time, and I don't know what to say. If you missed out, you missed out. Unless you're okay with pink scalper prices, then be the judge of that, I guess. But I do recommend this guy, obviously. Hopefully, the one you get is a later copy, because if you have a loose one, you're probably going to either have to fix it yourself or live with it. So, I don't know, pick your poison, I guess. Buy one or not. Or get the Wreck and Rule one. But yeah, that's pretty much it about Siege Springer. So, yeah, he's pretty cool. Definitely would recommend. Once again, I should probably learn about Springer's character besides just his famous line from the movie. And yeah, so like IDW Springer, I should probably look him up or something. I don't know. So-called Transformers fan that I don't know what some of the characters are like, even though I have their toys. I guess classic me, I guess. I don't know. So, as always, like the video, subscribe, notifications on, and share this with your friends and family. Also, link in the description below is my Instagram, so you can look at my art that I do. Also, it's my second channel where I put random stuff on there, not necessarily similar things I like, but not consistently the same thing over and over and over, like Offhand reviews. And also my Mercari account, so you can buy stuff, so you can get some stuff off my hands that I don't want anymore. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, and the reason why Springer has the wheeljack bombs is because he's got better things to do than die tonight.